So, welcome everyone. We're just so excited to be here. This is our Moxi matching launch event, and we're going to start by kind of grounding us in who we are. We know a lot of you, and we really appreciate everybody being here and for all the support throughout the last couple of years to get to this point where we can share our matching platform with everyone. And yeah, we'll just jump in and get started. So, just a little background on us. Here we are with better hair a couple years ago. In early 2019, the three of us came together as three women on a mission to transform the landscape of embryo donation. And we really connected on several factors that we think have created the foundation of who we are as an organization. So, all three of us are former fertility patients, and we deeply understand the experience of having to have medical intervention to create a family. And we all have a very personal connection to embryo donation as well. So Gina, I don't know if you wave, Gina, if that makes any sense, but Gina, the redhead, is a mother of two via IVF, and she had 16 remaining embryos and about a year of insomnia before she donated her embryos. There's now a little girl born from one of those embryos, and Gina and her family have a very closely connected relationship with that child because she donated to somebody within her family. And Jen has 11-year-old now, I believe, twins through IVF, and had one remaining embryo, which is a really different experience than what Gina had. And she struggled with what to do with that one embryo for several years. And in that time, she realized there was very little support for people who were in her shoes. She wanted to donate in an open or a directed way, which wasn't offered at her clinic. So she went out on her own to figure out how to match with the recipient, which she successfully did. And her recipient is now a mother to a 6-year-old boy. And I'm Maya. I'm on the other side of the experience as a recipient. And I'll spare everyone the details, although you can watch the details in a documentary that my husband and I made called One More Shot, which is on Amazon Prime or Vimeo on demand. Just small plug there, but sometimes it is helpful to see other people's stories. So I share that. But after nearly a 5-year journey, I became a parent through embryo donation, and I have a now 8-year-old daughter. So we are all obviously personally connected to embryo donation, but we are also all professionals in reproductive medicine. And between us, we have 30 years, a combined 30 years of experience working in the field. I will say that Gina takes credit for a majority of those years, as she is a genetic counselor in reproductive medicine and the owner of a genetic counseling company called Advocate Genetics. Jen is a nationally certified counselor and has been running support groups and providing support specific to the embryo donation community for many years now. And I'm a licensed clinical social worker and psychotherapist in reproductive medicine. So we have a personal and professional lens that we believe helps us really understand the needs of all the stakeholders involved in embryo donation. And because we are also parents, we have a very specific focus and understanding of the needs of the children connected to embryo donation. So that was our intention, to change the landscape of embryo donation. And what we created is Empower, which we consider to be the hub of all things embryo donation. Our offerings are for patients considering donating their embryos and those looking to build their family through embryo donation. We're a support for children and families connected through embryo donation. We are also a resource and community for professionals in the field, and we work with clinics to help them make facilitating embryo donation an easier process. So we have a free education platform with a self-paced course and different materials so people can explore embryo donation in a way that works best for them. We have videos, we have written materials, we've been on different podcasts. We really strongly believe that informed decision-making has to start with education. We also offer support groups and individual support sessions for people exploring embryo donation, and we do professional trainings as well from time to time. We try to do monthly virtual events, sometimes two, one for professionals and one for the general community. And those events really combine the education and support into an engaging theme-specific presentation. And so now the exciting news of today is that we also offer matching and journey management for embryo donation. And that's what we've been working on and what the bulk of this presentation will be about.
So our mission is big. We want to change the landscape of embryo donation. And as Maya said, our foundation is an unbiased education, because embryo donation can be beautiful, but it is not for everyone. And we're all about real talk here: what it means to donate embryos, what it means to build your family with embryo donation. This is a unique way to build a family, and it's a unique pathway in life to donate your embryos. People often need support and a peek into what life might look like on the other side. And it's incredibly important to get that from a source that supports all decision making. And that's what we're here for. We're here to provide individual and group support for embryo donors and recipients and the professionals and clinics that serve them. We also want to make embryo donation more inclusive, accessible, and easier to navigate and facilitate, and give patients choice in how they match and how they envision a future relationship. We promote open matching and shifting the focus to highlight the interests and needs of the children involved. This will mean helping clinics modernize their embryo donation programs to be in step with what we know in 2023. And it also means providing support long-term, because families created and connected by embryo donation may have needs down the line. And we want to be here for that, because we are that, and we are living the evolution of embryo donation families. So, our beliefs: we stand by the motto, your embryos, your family, your choice. We believe that all people, regardless of gender, sexual identity, marital status, or religious beliefs, have the right to pursue parenthood, and that that pursuit shouldn't cost a fortune. We believe that there needs to be more education around embryo donation, especially as a disposition option, and more choice in general for embryo donation patients. These are big decisions, and we give these the time and space that they deserve. We believe that the most important stakeholders are the children, and that we have to keep a child-centered focus at all times. We believe that the anonymous model of embryo donation, where embryos are relinquished to the clinic and then dispersed among recipients like de-identified baby seeds, is not in anyone's best interest. The reality is that advances in technology and DNA testing have made anonymity obsolete, and donors and recipients can make choices today that align with family functioning so that DNA surprises don't shape the family story. And finally, we believe that informed decision-making starts with education and thoughtful reflection on things we may never have really considered, like how we conceptualize remaining embryos, or what it means to share genetics with others, or what the definition of family is. These considerations require exploration and support, and that's what we're here for. Moxi matching is the solution we wish we had when we were exploring embryo donation. And as you can see, we're really excited to share it with you today. First, it's a safe and supported area to match with serious, like-minded people. We have a membership-based platform. It's free for donors, but does have a minimal fee for recipients. We vet candidates by verifying identification, performing a background check on recipients, verifying legal consent to donate embryos, and we check that embryology reports line up with what donors recall of their embryos in the freezer, because oftentimes it's hard to recall exactly what you have. We provide links to our comprehensive education platform along the way, so that when filling out a profile, you can be sure that your most important pieces in matching are thought through. And it's all about mutual selection. The platform is constructed so that both donors and recipients can view each other's profiles and request a facilitated match meeting. Just like any relationship, both parties have to agree to participate and agree to move forward. We don't match people, though we can get more involved if there's a request from a donor for us to lead the way, which can happen, especially in the case of high numbers of remaining embryos. But rather, most of the time, we're helping people think about what they're looking for in a match, and we normalize the dating process. We believe it's important for donors and recipients to establish the terms of their relationship and be upfront about their expectations. And keep in mind that there really is a spectrum. Some people have close relationships with their match, and some people prefer to have very minimal contact. But in our program, we feel that starting with a consensual way to connect in the future that's established through the legal contract empowers you and your family in this new type of relationship. And with that, I'm going to turn it to Jen.
Okay. I'm going to, you've heard now about our little bit about our foundation, mission, beliefs, and the evolution of Moxi matching. And I want to give you guys a sneak peek of what the platform looks like and how it works. First of all, you can find the Moxi matching page on our Empower with Moxi website, or you can just type in moximatching.com. During our Q&A, I'm going to drop all of these links into the chat so that if you're here live, you can access them. And if not, we'll include those in the email when we send you the video. Once you're on the Moxi matching page, you'll choose whether you're a donor or recipient, and you will also have an opportunity to read frequently asked questions about Moxi matching, which we've thought a lot about, both from the donor and recipient side. Once you make your selection, you'll be redirected to the actual platform, and you will see this. So this is the login page for new users on the Moxi matching platform. We've mentioned a lot that we hold your hand through the process, and we say that we mean we really hold your hand. You'll see us a lot, and it's not that we like looking at our own faces and sharing our stories. It's that we know that this will help support you. So at the end of it, if you're sick of seeing our faces, just know that we're doing this for you. Right now, we're focusing on donors and inviting donors to join first. And soon, very soon, we're going to open it up to recipients. We just want to make sure that we have enough donors ready to start the matching process. We will drop a link, like I said, in the chat if you're a recipient and you're interested. And we will also include that later, as well as if you click that I'm looking for embryos link on our webpage, you can see it there. So next slide. So once you establish a Moxi matching account, this is what the login page will look like. You can come back at any time to work on your profile before submitting it. And of course, once you have submitted your profile, you can use the platform to match and use our Moxi Journey Management. So this gives you a glimpse at some of the questions that we ask. This particular profile questionnaire is on the donor side. We've thought a lot about what questions to ask donors and recipients as they build their profiles. We spent time learning about what's important for recipients to know about donors and their embryos, of course, as well as what donors are interested in learning about recipients. We've also always kept in mind how much information sharing is in the best interest of the children born from embryo donation. Our questionnaire includes personal information about your family, race, ethnicity, religious affiliation, education, family constellation, and location, as well as deeper questions about your ideal match and how much communication and contact you desire. On the donor side, we also request details about the embryos and documents such as the embryology report, as well as a medical and genetic history. The recipient side looks similar to this, but focuses mostly on personal information and match preferences, as well as requiring some different documentation. What's most important to remember is that our team is on standby to help both donors and recipients with any questions they have along the way, and to offer them support in finding that information if necessary. Gina, next slide. Sorry, I just have to let somebody in really quick. Move my, okay. Get back. Okay, so this is just a little glimpse at what at least the very top of a donor profile looks like. Like I said, below this is a very, very extensive profile, but this is just a little snapshot of the donors, the amount of embryos available. And of course, you could toggle from overview to photos. We have at top sort of a tagline, which showcases, one line that kind of says what you're looking for. And then I think Maya is going to talk a little bit more about the button that says request a match meeting next.
That's me. Yes. So yeah, that button that says request a match meeting. So what our facilitated match meetings are, I think Gina already explained the way our platform is currently set up is that donors and recipients can view each other's profiles, and that if one side or both, whatever, if somebody wants to connect, one party usually initiates a request for a facilitated match meeting, and then we reach out and see if the other party is interested. And then we set up a virtual meeting that we facilitate to help introduce everyone, to help normalize the process of dating your donor or recipient, and to talk about what everyone is looking for in a match. And prior to this meeting, we prepare each side by collecting and exchanging any additional information that might impact decision-making. we really want people to feel comfortable asking the questions they want to ask. And we know that this first date can feel kind of awkward. And so why not have us on this first date with you? We also host this because we know that not every first date will end in a marriage. If it doesn't feel like a match to one or both sides, we help navigate that. If both parties do agree that it feels like a match and they consent to releasing their information, we provide that and we help everyone get connected. We're not looking to be a middle person or a gatekeeper, but we do want to support everyone and what they might need, and that's different for people. But we also really want people to get to know each other, and we encourage that. And if people, we've connected people and they'll go for coffee and they'll meet, and that's all terrific. And then once everybody agrees or feels all in on the match, essentially, so this is the next slide, we provide journey management services. So we've written out just a bit of an overview. I mean, there's a lot of components to journey management, and each embryo donation journey is very unique and has specific needs. But basically, we figure it all out and we help the patients navigate the logistics. We work with the clinics and storage facilities and to make it easier on them as well. I think we were talking about this before we started recording, but we've really been studying the landscape for the last couple of years and learning about the needs of the clinics. And in doing that, we consistently heard about the challenge embryo donation cases can present for clinic staff. So we really want to make it easier for everyone. And we've created resources and a toolkit for clinics who are interested in offering directed donation. So reach out to us if you're interested in that. Because the clinics this is where it all happens, right? There are a lot of steps to get to this place, but we really need the clinics to be able to facilitate this. And we're here to support the clinics as well as the patients so that all pieces of the puzzle are connected. We already have several empowered clinics that we work with, and we also have our first, what we call destination donation clinic in the Bay Area. And that's Dr. Amy's clinic, for anybody who might know Dr. Amy, the egg whisperer. She's very embryo donation friendly, and she's open to working with patients who need a clinic to do a donated embryo transfer. Some clinics don't accept embryos shipped and things like that. So we're really hoping to expand our destination donation clinics to different parts of the country. So again, if you're from a clinic and you're interested in learning more about that, please feel free to reach out. So I think that's it in a nutshell.